But in my opinion, that was very good. I would continue.
Is it because of documentary? Is it because that you know that you really work with the camera and expect nothing? I mean, or then you know what happened? Is it because of this?
Yeah, because this is just if you are open for life and for some change of unpredictable things. If you are ready for it, because it's very difficult to react, because you know you have to understand what you do. And they stopped immediately because they said this is wrong. We have to start again. They started asking the same questions, you know. But I would use this because this is life, and this shows character. This shows character, my character, their character. This is good. I mean, but it depends if you are ready for this as a director or not ready. For Tulpan, I used everything like this. You know, everything. Something happened, and I changed a little bit script. I rewrite script a little bit, you know, according to life.
Just to keep the story, but something slightly happened which didn't.
Yes. But the most difficult thing is to keep the story, because you have to keep the story. At the same time, you have to change it, and you have to find the right balance. How to use reality and life, some surprise of life. At the same time, how to keep your story. This is it. But this is very interesting. For instance, if I would make this interview, I would not stop, because it's interesting how people react. It shows characters. It shows relationships. Yes.
Okay. So
I have a question. I don't know what filmmakers that you admire. He doesn't have a mic either. We're just recording Sergei. I don't know what filmmakers you admire, but I remember reading in Tarkovsky's book, Sculpting in Time, which maybe you have read, that ultimately Tarkovsky made sort of the opposite journey of you. He started doing fiction, and towards the end, he wanted to do a sort of documentary that did not just capture the situation, but captured like the essence of the situation, like the inner truth, so to speak. And I would like to know, if you know what he means by this, and what techniques you think are more appropriate to get to this inner truth of a situation.
How do you say the name of the book?
Sculpting in Time.
Sculpting in Time?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I read this book in Russian. Film. What is difference? Yes, what is difference between film and, for instance, theater and literature and music and so on and so on? And he tried to understand this. Maybe one who I know, and then maybe some others also. I don't know, maybe some people. I know because for me, but for me it's I have different experience, because I realized very early. That we have to understand picture, image. We have to work with image. We have to understand what is this image, what is nature of image, and what is advantage of image. What is how image works in other words. By what means, what is the heart of image. So that's why for me very important to understand what I shot. I try to, because very often people. Directors, they don't want to watch much the material. They watch just once and twice, and then they say, if you watch 2 times, many times, many times, it's not good, they say. But I think on the contrary, you have to understand the image, but sometimes you don't understand if you watch just once. Just to understand what is good, what is not good in your image.
Do you think that you can understand this, after experience, like when you are in the situation, or do you feel that this is an understand that you can sort of react to the environment when you're shooting? You sort of react instinctively, and then when you're editing and reviewing, you understand. Do you think it's something that comes later, or is it something that you understand it when you're there and then you work with it?
It depends. Sometimes you understand immediately, sometimes later. But for instance, this scene with Giving Birth, when we shot this scene, of course we realized immediately that it's fantastic, something very extraordinary. But at the same time, I didn't understand power of this scene very well. So just in maybe in some days, several days, I watched every day this, and then just I realized that I cannot cut this because this scene is so powerful that it's just impossible to cut. You know. But first I thought maybe I can cut, but then I realized no, it's just so powerful, and there was a certain way to understand this. You know, it's not possible immediately to you know to weigh up your image. That's why it's difficult.
There are more scenes like this. Like, for example, the one with the donkeys having sex and this child running away,
Yes.
or this puppy, you know, and the thunder. There's, you know, I would like to ask you about the long takes. How do you work with long takes? Because you work on the film, and you know, it's very expensive basically to work with a film, you know, camera working all the time. Is it that you felt that you know you should shoot now, or I mean, I'm talking about the scenes which are not exactly directed and not exactly, you know, going with the script.
What is the shooting ratio of the Tulpan?
I don't know, a lot, 1 to 15 maybe.
Wow.
A lot. We shot many things with nature, especially. A lot. But as for this, what you asked about these scenes, usually I like very much long takes, but at the same time, I'm not fan of this. Like all scenes should be like long takes. Depends on energy. What I feel. If I feel energy, I will continue. Why I need to kill this? No reason, you know. And but to make, in fact, to make long take is very easy. Just switch on camera and you have a long take.
Yeah.
No problem. But what is inside? If it's empty, why to switch on camera? I don't need to switch on camera at all if I see no energy. Why? But to predict somehow, to understand where you can find this energy, this is very difficult thing. And to make a real long take with real energy inside. And what is the most important thing is, for me, to find change of energy, not just, you know, but to find, you know, like flow.
The rhythm, yes.
Yes, the rhythm and flow of energy. You know, this is very difficult inside the frame, because you can make this with cut, but you lose if you make with cut. You lose some breathing. You know, this is what you lose.
So what kind of advice would you say for people trying to do the long takes? Besides of, you know, this rhythm, finding the rhythm.
First of all, you have to understand if you need long take. If you need really what you want to express by this. What exactly? Because if you remember the film by Antonioni, profession. I don't know how it's in English.
Blowout?
Sorry?
The one with the photographer? Or?
Yeah.
Blowout.
About photography. With Jack Nicholson. No, with Jack Nicholson.
Oh.
Profession in Russian it's profession reporter. It's I don't know how to.
Oh, I don't remember.
About Nicholson, yes. The stranger, or about the man who was in. One man died.
Is it Dirty Harry, maybe? Or?
No. One man died, and he decided to use his name, his passport. Have you seen?
Yes. They did a remake. Hollywood remake.
I don't remember the name of this film, but there is a scene there.
Okay.
One scene, very long. The film is like normal film, but one scene is very long. Like I would say 5 minutes long. And you have to see this scene, definitely. If you didn't see, you have to see.
I will.
Because
Jack
this
Nicholson,
scene,
yes?
sorry?
Jack Nicholson
Yes,
and Antonioni.
yes.
Okay.
This scene in the end of the film, just in the end of the film, and this scene is so powerful that you understand that only long